if I have any wealth or whatever, I'll give it to my nephew, niece. That's it.
Me.
And you, you really think I will die before you?
Yes. After that, if a man thinks that there is a problem, you don't have a nurturing side just because
Yeah.
something just didn't come out of your vijay,
I
Yeah.
was like, what should come out of my? Oh,
yeah.
she said
Yeah,
that.
when I was waddling like a penguin and she was saying, ah. And right now she has like one cat here, the other cat here, and a puppy. I was like, there you go.
I remember having a few sessions with my therapist,
Yeah.
telling her, who do I give my money to?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and she was like,
Shweta didn't come to mind, Shweta. Sorry.
yes, Ammi.
Oh, this is a heavy session, a heavy podcast. It deserves Coke. Who's that?
No, I just wanted to ask you whether you should check your AC.
No. It's fine. We are filming, mummy?
Click.
7,000 disturbance later, we are back with our third episode of Good Girls, Bad Decisions. Welcome back, guys. And we deserve a Coke. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day, and it is only 12:30. We were supposed to head out at this time, but this is more important. First of all, thank you so much for the very warm welcome that we received and all of your engagement. And we are loving the responses that we are seeing.
Yeah.
And today, we are going to be talking about an even...
It's a very heartfelt
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
And this was Jovi's idea, actually, which I thought it was brilliant. And we're going to be talking about motherhood.
Yeah. So the thing is, our friendship is so special because I feel like as much similarities as we have, there are also so many differences. And we bring together different perspective and aspects of life to each other, and we help each other understand, what, like, for example, she helps me understand what motherhood, the journey is like, and I help her understand what it is like to not be a mother. So we thought,
Yeah, this would be an interesting, like a dual perspective on women who choose not to have children and women who choose to have children, and how they can just have a beautiful balance in understanding why some prefer a different journey and why and others prefer, the journey of a family, children. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun episode, guys.
Yep.
We have a couple of questions I think I have to ask Jovi, and Jovi's going to ask me a few questions, and we'll take it from there.
Yep.
And join in, because that's what's important for the podcast, all right?
okay. So are you going to go first?
You go first.
Okay. My question to you, Shweta. We are, as women, I don't know about the current generation, but at least we grew up with the constant reminder that we have a biological clock, right? And you are someone who chose to be a mother at from a traditional standard, a later stage in life.
Yeah.
So, and you have friends who've had their babies in the correct quote unquote time as well. We've got medical advancements, so everything is possible today, which is fantastic. Considering all of that, do you think there is a right age for motherhood?
I think we are conditioned to believe that there is a right age for motherhood as years are going by. Our body's evolving. Science has gone so much forward with,
Yeah.
with their...
It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible. And a lot of women are choosing motherhood at the age of 40. At the age of, in my late 30s is when I started my IVF treatment.
Yeah.
And that time when I remember them telling, oh, it's too late, you're going to have, so many trials. So be prepared. And in the first go itself, I was lucky. I mean, I'm sure, I'm the fortunate one. What I'm trying to tell you is when I went to the hospital, Jovi, there were a lot of people who were in their late 30s,
Yeah.
early 40s,
Yeah.
trying to get pregnant. And I think there was another reason was because they wanted to be financially secure before starting a family. It wasn't like, okay, get married in your 20s, have a couple of kids, and that's about it, There is positivity added to it as well, is having a late pregnancy.
So that is, I get it.
Yeah.
We want to live our life
Yeah.
when we have youth on our hand. And then maybe when we settle down and ready for the nurturing, we can, and because science allows it today. But I also know that our bodies are weaker as we grow older. You know, we don't have the kind of energy that we had when we were in our 20s,
Yeah.
or even early 30s.
Yeah.
Energy is one, aches and pain is another one, lack of patience is another one. And also, do you think of, you would be probably not be able to spend as much of your life with your offspring because you chose to have her later on?
It worries me for sure when
Because, like, if you have like your mother,
Yeah.
she had you when she was very young.
Yeah.
And so she has a longer lifespan to spend with her children.
Yeah, I know.
And my mother had us at a later time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So she has lesser time with us in the grand scheme of things. This is where my question is coming from.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that my daughter is going to be very independent at a very early stage. And even if I'm not capable of being around, I'm trying to give her a secure life as much. My parents tried in the best way possible. Our parents did.
Yeah.
But there was still that little bit of that mollycoddling that we needed, in terms of we were the last generation of having best of both, So technology versus, family time. I think Gen Alpha, where Nivi is, belongs to, I'm hoping that she'll be a lot more dependent. So even if I'm like, I'm so old with my walking stick, for her graduation,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she'll be able to live her life the best way she can. That really worries me. Am I going to be around? Am I going to be around to see her graduation? Am I going to be in the best of health? But I'm also working towards being so independent financially and not dependent on my of my daughter, which a lot of our parents did not know how to
Right.
balance that out.
Right.
We are still taking care of our family, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I won't reach that position. I hope to God not. But there is that fear. There's always that fear, Jovi. Even if you're a young mother with the kind of like diseases out there, so many young mothers, they suffer and suffer through so many health consequences, cancer, cervical cancer. There's so many things. We can't say that it is only because I belong to an age bracket that I might not be around.
Correct.
We really, it's
Can't
such-
live like that.
Yeah, life is really uncertain. I feel when it comes to motherhood, choose the timing that best suits you. If you want to marry young, want to have kids young, and at your 20s, finish that so that your 30s, 40s, your kids are grown up,
Right.
you're
You
enjoying.
also have friends like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is also a fantastic way.
Yeah.
If you want to have your child at the age of, in your late 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
that is also fine. Just don't judge women. And the society should just let women live the way she wants to live. That's it. This is her doing. Let her,
Complete it.
complete it in the
Yeah.
best way possible.
Yeah.
No pressure. Let women just live. And I hope I answered that question.
Yeah, you
Jovi.
did. You did.
Yeah. My question to you, Jovi, one thing I wanted to ask you, this journey of not, choosing, not to have a child, for someone who you wanted that picket fence, and you wanted the family, you wanted the children.
Yeah.
What was that switch that made you think like, I am enough, and you thought, I don't think that it's not about taking responsibilities. You're a fantastic aunt. I've seen you. She's amazing. Children love her. They just it's like moth to a flame. But there is something about you that has you're assured. Like,
Yeah.
this is the journey I have chosen.
Yeah.
Don't judge me for it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
Yeah.
What was that switch?
That is a very good question, and that's something that I've not thought about. But like you said, motherhood was all that I wanted. That was the sole purpose of my being throughout my 30s. And I think towards the end of my marriage, I knew that it's not going to happen. And I think slowly over the years, painfully, I started accepting,
Yeah.
because at that time, when I was going through the phase where I was kind of realizing the last few years of your marriage that this is not going to last, the marriage. And you're also in a phase at that time where I'm not going to have children without a man. So, and I did not think there was so much of uncertainty that, I slowly over the years started conditioning me to accept the fact that I won't be a mother. Yeah. And that went on until the separation. The separation happened, and that is when you and I got the chance to be physically together as friends. Your pregnancy journey started, and my sister gave birth. A lot of new motherhood. I was surrounded by a lot of new motherhood.
Did that make you feel like a sense of want, or did you see the struggles and then
I saw the struggles.
right? So that made you
Yeah.
feel like maybe this is not for me.
Yeah. Because I was battling loneliness very strongly. I was also trying to figure out me, my life, my home. And I could not think of bringing in a child when I myself am not certain of what I can give myself.
Fair enough.
And also, we were having a conversation the other day about how I live with the mindset of scarcity and you live with the mindset of abundance. And so, someone with a mindset of scarcity, I'm plagued by it. I cannot think of because you've seen how I love children.
Yeah.
I give my all to children. Like her child is my child. Gilda, my sister's child, is my child. Amita's child is my child. I have another friend, Leena. Her child is my child. So I cannot not be the best. I cannot not give the world. And when I'm not sure if I can do that for myself, I don't want to bring. And once you bring the child, it's a responsibility.
Of course it is. There is no backing out.
Yeah.
There's nothing like, okay, I'm not saying pet parents,
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
they give up midway, which is so wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But with a child, you just can't.
Yeah, you can't find another
You can't.
family.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't find another family. Yeah. So I get you. So
Yeah.
could it also be because if the partner is not right?
Yeah, I also have had really bad luck with the subsequent partners that I've had. Probably, for all you know, probably is at this point, within this last few 6 years,
Yeah.
if I had found a partner that would have supported this parenthood, I probably would have. But right now, I'm just so set in my ways and I enjoy my freedom. I enjoy not worrying about a child, a human being, how she or he is brought up, the moral value, the education, everything.
Yeah.
I enjoy the freedom. So now, like you've seen, I'm so assured this is not what I want. And also, I get the maternal benefits from my friends' children and my siblings too. I get what I want.
Yeah. So when you want a quick fix of
Yeah.
child's warmth, you make your trips, you go to your friends, and
Yeah.
like I said, the children just flock to her. So, and then the most important thing, you're a pet parent,
Yeah.
which people don't understand how important
Yeah.
and what a big responsibility that is as well. So people are like, oh, it's just a cat, it's just a dog. No, that's a lot of emotional kind of bandwidth that is required to be a pet parent, because you can't understand what your pet is going through. And that itself should bring out that nurturing. Is it fulfilling? Like, is
Yeah.
it?
It is very fulfilling. So it's not just the emotional bandwidth, it's also the financial bandwidth.
Right.
A lot of people give up on pets because they gift pets or get pets as gift without thinking that it is actually quite a financial load. Because you have to, if you are responsible, you have to take them on their constant, just like a child, their vaccination, if they have a teeth problem, whatever, you have to take them to a hospital. You need to get them little outfits. That is optional. But the food, you have to keep feeding them food, and they are carnivorous animals. It is meat. It is expensive.
Yeah.
And also, when you travel, you need the
Pet
boarding.
boarding, yeah.
So it is an expensive affair. It is extremely emotionally taxing because it is. It becomes your children. Like my third cat, my third child, just went through his neutering surgery, and I was down.
Yeah, she was like, I hadn't seen her that way in a very long time.
Yeah, I was down.
She was very spent,
Yeah.
emotionally, physically, mentally, and it's quite taxing when you do it alone.
Yeah.
It can be,
I wouldn't compare myself to a parent who have human children because I think that is disregarding the enormity of a human parent. But I can relate very much to having a parent because I also have sleepless nights. I also get woken up at 3 and then each of my pet has a specific, requirement at night. So Bruce wants me up at 3. Puppy, my dog, wants me up at 5. So I have very broken sleep, which is what all my mother parents complain about. And my sister also, when she saw that I'm waking up at 5 to take Poppy for a walk, she's like, ha ha,
Told
You
ya.
deserve it,
I
Chacha.
told you that as well. I was like, hey, you know? Yeah.
She said
Yeah,
that.
when I was waddling like a penguin and she was saying, ah. And right now she has like one cat here, the other cat here, and a puppy. I'm like, there you go. There you
Every
go.
time Shweta used to complain about a back pain or like sleepless, I'd be, you chose this yourself. You wanted this, Shweta.
Right, right.
And she said the same thing back to me.
Yes. Because she saw the entire animal kingdom on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
And she's like, you are mine.
Children,
Come to mom.
I am Mother Earth.
Yeah, so that, but yeah, it's been a nice experience actually.
Yeah.
On a way.
Yep.
What's the next question, Joe?
Let me get you my next question.
Ooh.
So, can motherhood be a single person job? And if not, do all mothers really get the kind of help she requires?
Man, you know when they said it takes a village to raise a child? That is so true. I think raising a child is a two-person job, two-people job.
Some people make it just look so easy.
They make it look easy.
Use and
That's social media, you know, romanticizing the
movies.
Yeah, it's not easy in this day and age with inflation. It's really, really difficult. We are definitely privileged to get a nanny, domestic help,
Yeah.
you know, to live in a place and environment that help is easily accessible if you have money. What about the people who don't earn that much? You know, who has a husband who can't, you know, lend his support, who has a family that is always bickering through and through. So this is definitely it takes a lot more hands to raise a child, you know. Hats off to all the single moms here. Hats off to me, hats off to all the single mothers out there, because that is one hell of a woman to raise a child in this society day and age where you have to constantly be vigilant, constantly be worried about your child's safety. It's not a safe environment outside, and you're single-handedly doing it, because when good happens, no one will praise you.
Yeah.
But when bad happens, all fingers are pointing at you,
Yeah.
you know? And then you're thinking of, if something goes wrong with me, who will take care of my child?
When you're a single
When you're a single parent, if I become sick, I am so fortunate, Joby. I have my mother.
Yeah.
I am so fortunate. I was just telling you yesterday.
Yeah.
Mummy is, you know, my best friend.
Yeah.
She is. We are like this, and it's been. Mummy was telling you how I was as a child, clingy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I am
She
right
still
now.
is.
Yeah.
Where are you going, mummy? I don't think you should be going. Jovi, she does not let me go anywhere.
My poor mom is like dying to just like fly out. You know, it's like a panic.
I will also come, mummy. I want you to leave me alone.
I was like, oh, I can't do without my mother.
Yeah.
And she has stepped up. Now, this is proper co-parenting, because my daughter looks at her not just as a grandmother. There are times when she calls her mum, you know,
Yeah.
because that's how nurturing she is. My mom was the perfect mother, you know, in terms of every way. I'm not able to hold up a candle against,
Yeah.
you know, who she is as a mother.
Yeah.
But she is the one who has helped me raise my child. I'm fortunate enough to get domestic help. I mean, it's been a journey.
It has
2
been
years.
a
2
journey.
years of constant
Please,
bye after
6
1 week.
years of constant.
6 years of not getting any sort of help.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. Domestically, I'm talking about nanny, or as well as, you know, let's not even talk about emotionally and romantically. That chapter is closed. But yeah, my mom has been the one for me through and through.
Tell me if you know.
Just going to borrow you.
Yes. If you know of, you know, couples that are still together, do you know if the mother is getting the kind of support she requires from her? Say it could be a same gender partner as well, you know. So are they getting the same, even for couples who are together? Are they getting the support?
Actually, 80% of the couples I know, very rare. I would say not even 80%. I would say 2% out of that 100 are great partners. Both. They are so compatible. Rest of them, the mothers are somehow still doing it by themselves. They're just waking up.
So it is basically single parenting, even if you have a partner.
Yeah, because
For a
you know,
majority.
I feel there's only so much men. I mean, I'm talking about that let's say 5% of the men, yeah? Who are built differently, who are emotionally evolved, who doesn't have an emotional IQ of a teaspoon, you know? So those kind of people, those kind of men, they really know how to raise and help. It is not like I'm the man, I go out, I'm going to get the money in, so this is your job. Everything is done as an equal partnership. And
But
that's
why do you think that is? Like, why? What is the
patriarchy? It's how they are raised. Mothers who feel like, mera, what do you call it? My son, Raja Beta, should just, poor thing, he has worked so hard in his office. So when he comes, just let him be. No, because they are, his mother or whatever, it's generation of trauma that women have carried thinking this is the right way. We were talking about a friend of yours who does everything. Remember yesterday, this, our friend who
Yes.
she does everything till at 1:30 she goes to sleep,
Yes,
and she
yeah.
thinks that's her duty.
Yeah.
And most of the women out here think that's their duty, not the new generation. The new
Yeah.
generation is waking up. There's a lot of us that are waking up from the slumber that we were hibernating, all this while.
Yeah.
Still
Not that it's not her duty, but it's not only her.
only her duty.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is not.
Yeah.
Raising a child has to be a two-person job.
Yeah.
One is cooking, the other one should do the cleaning.
Yeah.
One is giving a child a bath, make sure bedtime story is done by the other one.
Because in today's age, we also financially provide.
Exactly.
So then the other means also should be shared equally. Right?
Exactly. So it should be about sharing responsibility. That is true parenthood. That is being a true couple towards each other. Otherwise, if one is carrying the load, they are going to buckle up. The knees are going to get weak, and one day someone is going to snap. And I would say even there are many men in that 5%, 3% category whose wives don't do much. I have one or two of those
I
friends.
have also, yeah.
Wives also don't do much for them.
The dads are the single parents.
Single parent, exactly. So I'm not just saying only, women,
Yeah.
but the majority of women suffering is a lot more in ratio wise.
Yeah.
And I find that even when they are married, they're not getting the sort of help from their partner, which is, that's really sad, no?
Yeah.
It really is. I
Yeah.
mean, the whole concept of marriage, that's what turns into resentment. And Jovi, so many divorces happen after that. After having a child. It's the child, having a child opens up your eyes.
It's so funny because they
First they say fix your marriage by
By
having a
having a
child.
child, yeah.
And then the child, like, look at me. My whole life I was told fix. Yeah, okay, Shariam, everything will be okay once you have a child. Then what happened? You know? So, yeah. That's it. That's my take on it. What does your legacy version look like if it is not through children?
When I was married, I remember my mom asking this, and my ex said that he would give everything to his nephews. That made me feel very bad. And so my thought about this legacy, the reason why I'm starting from there is because I've been thinking about this for a very long time. And now I don't care about legacy, because how I see it is when I'm gone, and I don't even know. My life is finished, no? So what should I care about who, what? Even if there is a legacy 100 years later, no one remembers you. Even if there is a legacy,
Yeah.
if that is you're passing on thoughts and whatnot. If it is, if I have any wealth or whatever, I give it to my nephew, niece. That's it. And you really think I will die before you?
Yes. I'm hoping so.
Okay,
I
will
get
give
your
it
wealth.
to you.
So
Right,
your
sure,
wealth is
time
mine.
I
and-
will.
I keep saying that house in Kochi is mine anyway. So hopefully
Yeah, I should.
get-
I love my house, Joby.
Very nice colors. Very good furniture.
You've done a very good job for
Yeah.
me.
No, I'm talking about the version of a legacy must have changed for you. It must be something else for you, right? Your legacy could be, being a fantastic content creator who has made a difference, an inspirational person who has inspired many women, to take such bold steps,
I really don't think about it.
I think that could be also a link. Legacy doesn't have to be just
Yeah.
passed down.
Which
child.
you did,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It could be a sense of character, the way that you are as a person. That also is a legacy, Jovi. And I feel that there's a lot more that you're not giving yourself credit for. It can't be like, oh, I don't have a child, then chappu. My money gone. That's
I actually, this is a journey. I remember having a few sessions with my therapist,
Yeah.
telling her, who do I give my money to?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And she's like,
Shweta, I didn't come to mind, Shweta.
because in my head, you'll die first.
Oh, is it? I
Yes.
see. It's a good thing that I have really good friends, man.
So, what am I going to give you? You're gone.
But the flat.
Yeah, okay, fine. Flat and Nivi's name.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. What's your question?
All right. I was mesmerized, underwhelmed by Makeup by Mario's eyeshadow. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it is very dry, man.
What is this?
I don't know how it's going like viral.
Exactly.
It is really, really dry.
Okay, here is a good one. Because I know the type of person you are. You love enjoying yourself. You love giving yourself a good time, taking yourself out for holidays or a good dinner or spending time with your friends.
Hell yeah.
At the same time, you are a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mother. You know, you really provide. So, my question is, do you feel like motherhood takes away from you enjoying your life or take away from your career goals? Not just for you, speak for mother friends that you had, you know? Generalize also. Tell me about you and general also.
Okay. For me, I think I'm able to strike a balance between responsibility and also living for myself. I'm not one of those mothers, you know it very well, that is my end all goal, like everything.
Yeah.
I lose myself is, to my child. I love her to bits.
Yes.
She's the reason of my living, being, everything.
Yeah.
But that is not what makes Shweta.
Yeah.
I always have remembered the Shweta before being a mother. I take my holidays. If I have to spend, I will spend.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how long we have here. I want to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
And I hope to have enough to take care of her and for herself to take care of herself, basically, in the future.
Yeah.
But
Or do you believe in that? Do you believe in leaving some for her or do you believe in you make your own money?
no, there are certain things that I want to keep for her. I want to build something for her so that, and one of the most important thing is a home. My biggest goal is to have a roof over my head, and that will be passed down to my daughter.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow, when if she chooses to get married tomorrow,
Yeah.
and she has a very bad partner and a bad family, I want her to know she's got a roof over her head and she can come home
Back home.
anytime.
Yeah.
The house belongs to her. I belong to her.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to put up with anything.
Yeah.
The problem with me was I did not have a roof over my head, and there were so many things that I had to put up with, and I don't want my daughter to do that. So that's what I'm working for. The rest, I want her to earn, and I want her to not depend on me financially,
Right.
like how I won't depend on her.
Right.
So I enjoy my life. This is me.
So you're working for security.
Security.
Providing
for-
her security.
Yeah, for both of us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And at the same time, I want to also experience how it is to travel.
Yes.
Take my business class ticket when I can. I just want to give certain perks for myself because I worked bloody hard for it.
Yes. You.
And all of this was also possible because I have a helping hand.
Yeah.
In terms of because my mom is around, right? So I'm fortunate that way. For many women, they don't have that.
Yeah.
They are not able to. They let go of their dreams. They
Yeah.
let go of themselves.
Yeah.
I'm talking physically. They don't have that emotional support, the bandwidth from, like I said, it takes a village. So a lot of women just let go of who they are.
Yeah.
And I get so many messages when I travel, Joey, and I come back and they're like, I'm so happy that you're getting to live exactly how I wish I could,
Yeah.
I see you so free in your holiday and you're happy. I wish I could do that because there's so many responsibilities, financial responsibilities. They are not financially independent, most of them. And so I can only speak for myself because I know there are many women out there. I've got 2 or 3 very close friends as well who cannot do the big steps like what I do.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are not happy about it either, but they are so committed to
Raising that
child purely.
Yeah.
So
that's okay if that's the journey they chose because that gives them the most pleasure to make sure that they dedicate and sacrifice everything for their baby, right? My mom lived that way.
Yeah.
So that is a calling for her. For some people, they have such a special calling and so well they are in terms of motherhood, how well they raise their child, they live for their child, they breed their child. But I feel there are many, I would say 50% of the women or 60% of the women would have certain regrets, I'm sure. I wish I could have not left my job. I wish I could go to the gym, take care of myself. I have a big problem with women who go online and go overboard. Encouraging people to be healthy is a different thing than telling people, oh, you're lazy, that's why you're not going. There's so many content creators that do this, which just irritates me because you don't know what that mother is battling. It could be thyroid issues. There's so many things, stress-induced health problems.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for you to have a nanny, to have the help, have the money to go to a swanky gym, get a physical, personal training.
Yeah.
That's all a privilege.
It's all a privilege.
Yeah, it is all a privilege. And then they go, oh, you know what? I think it is your laziness.
Yeah.
Once you try it, you will know how addictive it is. No, that's not how it goes. You can talk about your health. Say that, guys, walk a little, do something, some sort of physical activity so that you live longer and better.
Yeah.
So there are lots of privilege, people out there online who just give their gyan about what motherhood should be
Yeah.
and how they should live their life.
Yeah. You lost my cap.
You did? What cap? What did I take?
This cap.
No, I didn't. I didn't even take it out that time. It was not there.
Where is it?
Eh?
Ask me my question.
Oh, okay. I just got really what? Do you think you have to work harder to prove that you are a loving, nurturing, and family-oriented person just because you don't have a child in your relationships? Or in your future relationships, do you think you will have to work harder to prove that, hey, you know what? I'm all women, I'm nurturing, I'm this and that. Do you think men judge you or perceive you in certain way?
That is such a good question, Shweta. So, I DGAF about how men perceive me.
Yeah.
You want to perceive me as a BITCH? So I am.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody, you want to perceive me as an SLUT? So I am. But what I care about is how my genuine followers perceive me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We care. And how do they perceive you?
So
far? What
so
was
far,
their-
they do perceive me as nurturing.
Okay.
And I did not try hard. There was a time when, I was speaking about divorce a lot, that I was getting a lot of hate about, oh, why is she glorifying divorce? Why does she have only this to talk about? Is she just creating this for content now? She has no other content. She's such a man hater. So I turned into a man hater. I got that video, a few of those videos went viral with all the wrong audiences. Yeah, she speaks about this after getting alimony, blah, blah, blah. So,
You got out.
exactly.
Okay then.
I was asked for alimony, you guys. That fool wanted alimony from me.
Didn't they take your wedding jewelry gift that
Yes.
they gave you on wedding day also back?
They took I came back with not even one shadi, okay? So that hurt me a lot when I thought that all of my followers think that I'm a man hater and I'm a not nurturing person. But then I let it go. I let myself marinate in that thought, and I realized the real ones actually see who I am through, the real ones see through my nieces, through my pets. They see the nurturing side of me. So I don't work at all. Today, that is not a thought at all. I don't need to prove myself to anyone. Shweta.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Are they there? Are they paying your bills?
Yeah.
That I remember my dad telling me that. Are these people paying your bills?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's like, just think about it.
Yeah.
If they are not, and even if they do, no one gets to dictate your life.
Yeah.
Remember, my dad used to always tell me that, man.
Yeah.
It's like, just live your life the way you
Yes. In fact, for a man, I would rather him perceive me as a not nurturing person so he doesn't come and be my baby. Then want to be the baby? Please.
smart.
Yeah. I am a rock. I have no emotions. You take care of yourself. So I'm not working any hard with anyone to prove anything at this point. You think whatever you want of me because I am surrounded by love. I have who I want around me and who I don't have around me. I don't need to prove anything to them.
But Jovi, I have to point something. I have seen you in relationships.
Yeah.
You're very nurturing,
I'm very giving.
very giving,
Yeah.
to a point that I want to beat her down and
Yeah.
stuff a pillow inside her mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
She probably might have
yeah,
done that.
exactly, because she's too understanding, she's
Yeah.
too forgiving,
Yeah.
and she's too giving.
Yeah.
And that also I've seen that side. So
Yeah.
after that, if a man thinks that there is a problem,
Yeah.
you don't have a nurturing side just because
Yeah.
something just didn't come out of your with JJ,
Yeah. I was like, what should come out of my... Oh,
you would push a human out.
I put my mirror down.
She was like, what? That happens? It's been a long time. Yeah. Then the problem is him, not you, because I have seen it. Your friends have seen.
Oh, yeah.
You are you nurture
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
take care of them, and when they are sick, you're there, man.
I know.
Oof.
I can't help it. It's
Yeah.
just, I'm annoyed at myself for being that nurturing,
She gets annoyed, definitely. She
Yeah.
will call me and she will complain, but then she'll keep the phone, and then she's the one in the pharmacy,
Yeah.
asking for medicines and timely giving them.
Okay, give me massage. I still just, even if it is a person I don't like,
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
There is this girlfriend of mine I don't like, and I do that for her too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so she has that nurturing side, but I think some guys feel like only if you
have a baby,
have
or
a baby, you
nurture her.
yeah.
Well,
That's
are
sad, isn't
you?
it?
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
I don't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's because you have that confidence, and you're very aware, right? There's
yeah.
many women who will just succumb to that.
That's true.
Yeah, you have so many women who are succumb to that pressure, and they're like, okay, let's have a baby then,
You know how I have the confidence? My therapist. Yeah.
Therapy. Yeah.
It is therapy that made me realize what I'm surrounded by. I was not like this. I was an extremely insecure person, and I'm going to share a very, vulnerable secret to the audience. You know that. But my core belief is that I am unlovable. That is my core belief. And for me to say today wholeheartedly that I'm so loved and I'm surrounded by love, it took therapy. So to these women, what I have to say is, please, therapy. It's not, you don't need to be damaged, or you don't need to have a psychiatric issue to take therapy. We all need therapy because we have all gone through life. So now I'm aware, like I have a friend like Shweta because she loves me. I have me, and I have my parents, and I today I see love. I don't go bend over backwards for a man anymore.
Yeah.
I don't seek validation from a romantic partner anymore. That doesn't mean that I don't want a romantic partner, but my life or myself or my nurturing self is not validated by a man. Because I know my friends think I'm nurturing, and I'm happy.
Yeah, therapy had a big
Therapy,
role.
yeah.
It always does, because it makes you, it's a very unbiased opinion, and
It opens your eyes.
opens your eyes, helps you understand exactly who you are as a person, instead of who you are in front of, in public eye, basically, who you're perceived to be. So I guess I have noticed that since you started therapy, you're so self-aware. There are times you do have your faltering
course.
moments.
They are just
We are humans.
Yeah.
But I see you a lot more confident, assured, self-assured. And I guess that therapy has made, well, good job, Rikita. I mean, really.
Yeah.
All of us need a therapist.
Yep.
Next question.
Did motherhood ever scare you? If yes, at what point? And I'm talking about even pre-pregnancy, even when you had the thought of me. I'm talking about the whole Shweta's life. Did motherhood ever
Yeah.
scare you?
Number one, the pain. I was very scared of the labor
What?
pain. Labor pain.
I thought you'd give me some... Yes, it scared me because what if I...
No. My main goal of delaying being a mother was I cannot go through that pain. 9 months of it. Oh, can someone just do it for me and just give me the kid? That was what was in my head. I remember my mom telling me, only when you are ready here, your body will be ready to conceive. And I would never understand that, because we would be trying for a child and it never happened. Because I was always living in fear. This is going to be too hard for me. It's going to be too painful for me. And, I was You know, I'm so scared of injections.
Yeah.
And then I do IVF, which is
I am scared of it. I faint with injections.
no. I'm
But this is-
I'm another level
more.
Fatu. Okay, it is so sad. And a Fatu like me had to do IVF where there were 2 injections every day, to a point that my legs were black and blue. Another thing that really scared me was, now I don't know if I manifested it because that's how much I thought of it, doing it alone. Yeah, always I used
At
to
what point?
So this was 4 years prior to trying for Nirvana. Just
What?
Yeah. I was like, what if I do this alone?
This was a fear.
Yeah, because I was seeing
Whoa.
patterns in my marriage where I was alone in it. Okay, I was feeling alone. 2 years prior to my IVF, when problems started, there were times when I was so alone. I was eating alone. I would cook and then, you know it, right? And then suddenly the person would have dinner and then just go upstairs to
yeah,
sleep, and I
yeah.
was eating alone, and I felt very alone. And also, the work culture in the UK is so that the person who is working will be out of the house for that long.
Very long,
Yeah. And I saw myself being more and more lonely. And I remember thinking, this is how it's going to be. How different is it going to be? And that's when everyone is like, have the child. Then it'll fix. It'll fix. Motherhood always scared me. It's not something that I was, I'm born for this. No.
Wow.
Nope. I'm still scared about motherhood. The fear still continues. Will I be able to raise? She's a girl. Will I be able to raise her in today's
safety,
world?
yeah.
The safety. She is a very sassy, opinionated child that has sass that is larger than mine, and I always wanted that child with a humor and spunk, but
she is.
yeah, she's worse than me, guys. It's like I've created a mini monster. And then I'm thinking, will I be able to handle this? I have to evolve my mind to who she is today or tomorrow. I have to go on with the times. So and I'm also afraid of doing this without mom.
But,
So I'm always constantly.
would you consider having a partner just for help?
No, I don't think so. Because now I can't bring a partner unless and until Nirvana is an important part of it. For me, who I bring home, I have to think 10 times more because I don't trust people very easily now. Even with children are not safe.
Yeah.
I have to, there's so many things that
It's a
have to be
different
rolled in my
thing
head.
with children and also then girl children.
Yeah, so I can't. I just can't be, okay, let me just, find somebody. No, and I'm not like that.
Yeah.
You have been asking me to date for so long.
Yeah.
And then someone will talk to me and I'll be like, don't talk to me. I'm exactly the cat poster. I don't know if you've seen that meme where the cat is looking out of the
so
window. I'm so lonely.
Hello?
Don't touch me. And then I look outside the window and I'm like, I'm so lonely. Why is life treating me so bad? That is me.
Yeah.
So imagine who is going to find me, compatible.
No one.
Yeah, exactly.
And she still believes in some nonsense.
And I'm still a romantic.
Rando, I want to say, what is that? Richard Gere kind of 90s romance. I will find someone in a coffee shop. I'm like, first of all,
go to the coffee shop, damn it.
when do you go to the coffee shop?
First of all, drink coffee.
When do you drink coffee? If you have time after your Coke.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe unless there is a shop that only sells this. What an idea, man. For Coke lovers. Yeah. Yes.
Hello, Coca-Cola?
Please sponsor.
You have any other questions
Yes.
for me? Okay.
My next question to you.
That's all, Jovi.
No.
Give me this.
Yeah. Yes? Yeah, Mama, we're just leaving right now, but we're still filming, Mom.
Yes, I have 3 more. It's okay, I'll ask.
Yeah, ask. And then I'll think of it and
yeah.
ask you, yeah.
Okay. Now that we spoke about what scares you and all of that, tell me what is the most beautiful part of motherhood? or maybe even an unexpected beauty that you have discovered in the last 6 years? Or,
That question.
yeah.
I think it is my unconditional love, this obsession, which I never thought I had. And when I used to see a lot of people say, once you have a child, you'll know what it
Yeah.
feels, what true love is. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Because even when I saw her, when the baby was taken out on day one, I told you,
Yeah.
my mom was like, it's a girl. And I'm like,
Wait, I have to interject. Hold on to your thought, okay? So this is a conversation that I had with my sister, and she said, because she read about it, love doesn't happen in like we see in the movies or like what is expected when you hold the baby. Love just doesn't happen there. Sometimes it takes a year for the mother to fall in love with the baby, and for fathers it takes sometimes even longer, maybe 2 years, and that is why like a switch they fall in love.
yeah.
And that was news to me because I'm not a mother. I've only seen movies, and I thought you're carrying this inside you. You feel the movement. So when you find it, but now that I've heard her and all my other girlfriends talk about it, there was such a big revelation.
Yeah, because there's movies have romanticized this whole,
yeah.
oh my God, and this whole crying. And a lot of mothers do feel emotional, yeah?
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, and they do cry. They do feel like, oh my God, I see you, I hear, I've just been, talking to you, and now you're in my arms. That kind of feeling many mothers go through. But there are also some mothers like me who just did not have it in day one. First of all, exhaustion.
Yeah.
Many,
I got
pain,
many.
exhaustion, and you don't have that connect, It just happened over time.
Yeah. And it's very brave of you to openly talk about it, Shweta, because we also as mothers have fear of judgment. No, oh, what do you mean? You didn't feel that? What?
Yeah, ungrateful.
Yeah, I don't know, but that is how it is.
It is.
It's not just you. I've heard how many girlfriends of mine say the same thing.
Yeah. For me, I could not voice it out because I was an IVF mom. And what IVF mothers go through to have a child.
Yeah.
Here I'm like, no, I'm not feeling that.
Yeah.
Sort of connect from day one.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to even say this because I'm sure I'll still be having a lot of mothers out there who will misunderstand what I'm trying to tell you. But there are a few of us that just cannot bond with the baby in the first
Immediately.
couple of days. And immediately. It happens when you start, spending more and more and more time. You then start to bond. But right now, I was always obsessed with Jin, and that's my Labrador who, passed away. And there was love which I thought would never reach that level, But here is someone who has crossed that. I always thought I was a better pet parent. I'll always be a great pet parent. But now, Nivi, the kind of like relationship I have with her is love and hate. Hate because of exhaustion, because of that mental load of doing alone. That's the hate. But the love is this of unabashedly, unconditional obsession that I have with her, which I never thought I had. She is, like I said, my reason for living, and she's everything. And weirdly, now my thoughts are different. It's very dark sometimes. Like if I look at the fan when I'm sleeping, I'm like, oh, I should protect her if it falls. Yeah. There's so many things motherhood does. Jovi,
For a fact, so fan doesn't fall straight.
I know. But for me, it is everything. Like, if I see a tree, I'll be like, oh, the tree, I do that. There's so many wild, weird thoughts that happen.
And that way you wouldn't even notice the tree falling.
Exactly. But when it comes to her, I'm alert. Imagine me being alert with her.
Yeah.
When I can't, I don't.
She's hyper.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't tell me my name, I'll forget it. That's me. Okay, if my head wasn't attached to my neck, I would lose it.
Yeah.
I hear with her, I'm alert. So that side of me, man. Yeah.
There was, I remember when you said, why. So I had a manager when I was in Kuwait. He was a Lebanese guy. And we were also close as borderline friends. Like he was just not a strict only manager. And he knew that I was also a content creator on the side, and he used to follow me. And once he called me into the office, this was maybe when I was in my sixth year of marriage. And he asked me, he had one girl child, a similar age bracket and all. So he asked me, why don't you have children? And I was taken aback. That's not a question you'd expect, one, from a man, two, from a manager. You know, I didn't know how to respond. Like, he's also a senior. Like, how do I say, shut the F up? I don't remember what I said. I just, like, whatever. I evaded the question.
Yeah.
And then he tells me, here is the contact of a gynecologist. Go there. She's the best. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And then he tells me, Jovita, Habibti, once you have a daughter, you will forget all your Instagram. I'm like, what?
But no. In fact, I'm on Instagram even more.
He told me, this is love life, nothing else. You will discover true love. Then you won't have time to do your makeup. You will not take so many pictures of yourself. You'll stop. I said,
Wow. Are you trying to make me forget, like, run away?
Are you
Because this
calling
is
me-
working.
yeah, are you
Give me
calling,
blush, please.
are you calling me vain? What are you doing? So, anyways, I say that to just say I've heard this as well. You'll never discover love like this and all, and heard that multiple times. When I got my cats, new kind of love. When I got my dog, another type of love was unlocked. So that it's just one of those, you need to experience it to believe it. There are different types of love. So I do believe that if I had a child, another side of me would have unlocked. I am aware of it. There would be another type. It's not even the love I have for Poppy or Looney Cheeto Bruce. I would have another, like, there is another love, like, I know, but I choose, like, A.
Could this ever change for you, Jovi, in the future?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, would there be a time where you're like, I think I'm ready to adopt one? Or, if you find the right partner, do you think
I
that
don't
could
need-
change?
No, I don't need a partner at
No,
this point.
if, like, I'm
Yeah.
saying, because it takes two. It takes two to raise a child.
Still,
But
I-
if you find a fantastic guy, a fantastic partner who treats you right, who has got that nurturing side, who's emotionally evolved, and if for some reason, okay, it happens, you get pregnant, what would your emotion be?
I would need Gabriel to come and tell me, Angel Gabriel, you are, spiritually blessed and impregnated. How am I going to get pregnant?
What are you talking about? We were just talking about women in their 40s
yeah,
getting
yeah,
pregnant.
okay.
You're like, you took a U-turn. Oh, by the way, women don't. I'm like, women do? Women don't. Women do. But I don't. I'm like,
No,
I
because
was like, thanks. All the lecture, I was like, women in their 30s or 40s, scientifically, everything is like science has gone.
No, because
I'm like, no, we don't.
no, just because I've not done freezing, I'm not planning to freeze my egg.
But,
and,
okay, but I'm just saying, if, Angel Gabriel was like, oh, pati ko eh, in the, by the way, the stock is home inside. Yeah.
No, so for me, that's a good question about the adoption. In future, what if I feel, because I never thought I'd have a dog, and here we are, and she's my child.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever think you would have a dog? You always said it was only cat, and then the dog got it.
Yeah.
And now you're obsessed.
Yeah.
You're frustrated and obsessed.
Yeah.
Like me, how I am with
Yeah.
Yubi.
Yes. So adoption, maybe. I'm not going to say never, but I'm not waiting for a partner. That I can assure you, that is not what is holding me back. It's not a partner that is holding me back. It's me. It's my need for freedom. It's my need to not take on an additional responsibility, because my responsibility to myself is too heavy.
Okay.
And that's
All right. No. If the partner is fantastic
Hey,
and he
his
tells
name
you,
partner.
wait. I'm saying tomorrow you meet a really amazing man. Okay, I'm just saying, hypothetical, all right? And he turns around and says, shall we start a family?
I say, lovely, that's the door. Get out.
That is your reaction?
Yes.
So you're saying that you are close to the idea for
Yeah.
a long time?
Yeah. Because if a man comes to me and tells me this,
Not saying that. No, he's not asking you like, shall we? Like he's forcefully.
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
this. It's like he's giving you like, should we take this for, like, should we start a family?
No.
You still in your head, you're happy
Yeah.
with no children and all.
Yeah, no.
Fine. That's great. enough.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I would be annoyed and offended if he says that, can you start a family? I don't know
There's
that.
nothing wrong with a man
It's not,
asking.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's just me. It's just, yeah. Like, you know me and you want this now? ഇറങ്ങി പോണം.
You're such a cartoon man. You really are. A guy can ask, and he can.
Ask someone else.
Yeah. Okay.
Not ask me.
Yeah, but just in case he has that, every guy has gone that moment. Hey, yeah. So I just want you to know if there is a possibility of a change in the future for you. Nice to know. Good to know. What's next?
Okay, this is my last question.
Ooh.
Okay. I see miserable mothers. I see miserable mothers whose only identity or purpose is being a mother. I'm going to give you an example. There was an acquaintance who had 2 children who came to me and said, Jovi, you're so lucky to be able to travel so much. And I was like, yeah. And her husband came in and joined the conversation, and she has 2 children. She immediately snapped at him and said, see, if I didn't have these 2 children, we could have traveled. It's all because of you. So I was like,
Resentment.
maybe I should get out of here.
Your moon walk.
Shadow. This is something you need to hash out between the both of you.
Wow.
So I see miserable mothers like that who are forced, this was forced upon. What are your thoughts on that? It was not their choice. They just had, this was expected. No contraceptive. This is what you do. Are you pregnant? Are you the mother-in-law? Did you get a period this month? I had another friend. From the first month of marriage, her mother-in-law, did you get a period? Oh, you got a period?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
My cousin we mentioned it in the building that I live in. There's so many people who have lives that are not theirs anymore, especially after marriage, right? There's that pressure cooker that they put in, have a child. And there are many who don't even like children. They don't like children. They're not themselves when a child is around.
yeah.
So I find that very sad, Joey. Like, for example, like how you said, no, if a guy came up to me, I would be very offended. That's because, is it because of lack of financial being dependent on somebody that makes them succumb to it? Because I can't understand what about the situation you didn't choose yourself by saying, no, this is not for me. I can't do it. I'm not going through this. Is it the fear of status, marriage status, of being alone? I can't talk because I'm not that sort of a mother. I have no judgment to mothers who, have
Choose that.
Yeah, choose that. Resentment, I don't know. I've not spoken to many mothers who, I know of one person online that I've seen that is perpetually sad about being a mother, but my heart goes out to her because she's alone. She's doing it alone.
Yeah.
But mothers who have resentment, and I don't really have friends. You do?
No. I have an acquaintance,
This person you were talking about.
another one as well.
Okay.
I don't feel anything for her though, because she's an adult. What I feel for is a child.
Yeah, because it's sad for a child to feel
Unwanted.
unwanted.
Or like a burden. Because I see nurturing homes, like all of my friends. They provide a very nurturing, loving home to their children, and they are growing up knowing that they are incredibly loved, they are safe and secure. This child is not growing up like that. This child is growing up with
Fights, attaching mother,
with that insecurity. He's growing up with this. I want to adopt that child.
I get you.
It'll happen, I know.
Oh no, I don't know. I get you. There are many women who are not cut out to be good moms. We have seen certain mothers who have spoken down on their daughters.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so many mothers who just. I know of one who has been. Oh my God, a mother who has given lifelong emotional insecurity to their daughter, and she has grown up to be the worst version of herself sometimes in terms of like beautiful person, beautiful to look at, but so many insecurities inside her. So there are many mothers who are really not a very nurturing, many bad mothers, man. Yeah. So many bad girls.
So, my friend has been waiting for us for a
It's
while.
what now? That friend now has gone
She's
back.
been calling me for a while.
Yeah.
So, this is how we are going to end this episode.
Motherhood.
Yeah, it's a very, very deep topic. And of course, there is so much more to talk about. We would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want us to talk about any specific, like a part 2 or 3, or,
Give us ideas. Let us know what the topics are. We'll definitely sit here and put our 2 cents. Some are worthless, some are great. But yeah, we're here for you. And yeah, we shall see you in the next one, which will be a little more of again, Asaki side out, like episode number 2.
yeah.
Hit the card right here.
Follow
Check the
us.
description.
And on Instagram, and share this with your friends.
Yes. Yes. All right. I love you. We love you a lot. Bye for now.